How about you, Larry? You said at one point when you're 16, you think you can change the world or do everything. You've pretty much done everything. What do you do when you get to this point? You know that song, Is That All There Is? Peggy Lee's great song. Before your time, I know, but when you've got everything, what else is there?
We spent a long time saving the whale, Amnesty International. At this stage, when you get into your 30s, you just realise that it's all about cash. Things like semi-D and 2 cars, they become the real things.
The real values.
The real values,
Fundamental values.
That's what it's all about.
Personal peace and prosperity.
Indeed.
Yeah, it's a pity that George Bush wasn't re-elected then, because they're his values pretty much too, aren't they?
Well, yeah, George, we're quite fond of George at this point, and he makes it easy for us rock and roll stars because he's such an idiot, and he's so obviously out of touch with the people and so obviously out of whack in every way. It wasn't very difficult, I should say, to have a go at.
Yeah,
and it's maybe none of our business who's the President of America, but on the other hand, I think anyone who lives anywhere in the world, it's their business who's the President of America.
Is it true that you guys have been invited to the inauguration of Bill Clinton, Adam? Yeah?
Yeah, I think there's an invite there. I don't know if we're going to go yet.
It's nice to be in the position to turn him down, though.
Depends how we're doing in the ratings,
Yeah, did you met Bill?
Sure, yeah. He came around to our hotel room in Chicago. He seemed like a rock and roll kind of a guy, but we'll see how he plays. And we were on George Bush's back for the last 4 years. We'll be on his back for the next.
That's the way it is. Once you get the big job, you're a target, even though you play the saxophone.
It's the same as being in a rock band.
Yeah.
At this level, it's the job of little rock bands to have a go at us.
You got a job. Yeah. By the way, you want to be Taoiseach, Bono?
Why not? I think Dick Spring.
Everyone else wants to.
Dick Spring would be a great Taoiseach, I think. But if I was Taoiseach, I think I've a very good. It's a simple idea. It's a kind of Perot-like idea on how to fix the economy. I declare war on America. and it'd be over in a few hours, and they'd spend a fortune rebuilding the country.
Is it true on the Zoot thing that you used to order pizzas for the audience?
Yeah,
live on stage?
I think it was Timothy Leary said something like, he said cyberspace. That's where you are when you're on the phone. And we just wanted to utilize small objects like television sets, telephones, faxes, anything that was available to a lot of people, and just show what could be done with them in the context of rock and roll, in the context of a massive stadium event. And the phone is a very small little thing, but it's a very powerful object. You can call the President of the United States, you can call home, you can order pizza, you can,
So you were ordering things like toasters from the local hardware store?
Sure, yeah, anything.
And would they deliver them on stage?
No, but the pizzas actually did arrive. We ordered 100,000 pizzas in Detroit, and 100,000 didn't arrive, but it was about 1,000 arrived, and they dished them out to the front rows.
Yeah. Do you fellas plan these things, or is it just some evil idea that you get halfway through the gig?
Well, sometimes the information will actually arrive on the TV screen during the show. Like Bono's, on a number of occasions, tried to order like zirconium diamond rings from the shopping channel, which is like a thing they have in the States, adverts for different products. I mean, they give it, you just phone in your credit card number and they send it to you. And the pizza thing was another TV ad. So we've got like screens with cable TV behind us during parts of the show. So whatever happens to be there is the backdrop to the show.
Yeah. How big is the whole operation these days? I mean, the last time I saw you was a few years back on the Joshua Tree tour, and it was in Boston, but it was miles outside Boston, but that was the location. You guys were staying in Boston. And I couldn't believe at that point the size of the operation. I mean, it was all so slick and so smooth, hundreds of people working for you.
Well, Pat, it's come a long way now since the days of the show band and the circuit, but it's fabulous. You know, it's all there for you, Pat, if you're prepared to work. And, you know, we've had a fabulous time in the States, and we're up there at Champers all the way, the red carpet. And, you know, we really are having a fabulous time. And, as you know,
Is it true you're going to do the Hucklebuck again?
That is, in fact, the buckle hook. A lot of people don't know that. In fact, the buckle hook, this is a metaphor, which is, no, it's not widely known. The buckle hook, you see, that's, if you think about that. But we met Brendan Boyer actually in Las Vegas there last week.
Is that for real?
Oh, fabulous.
That's for real.
That's right. He's a great man, fine man, I must say. And they paved the way for us, Pat. They did. The Indians, the Miami, the Big Eight. Where would we be without them? A round of applause. It took us 10 or 12 years, Pat, to realise that we are in fact a show band. And we started off in the Garden of Eden, and let me tell you, that's where we're going.
That's where you're going. The fact that you are a show band, I mean, in the absolute sense of that word, it's all about the show.
There's no business like it.